Ultimately, tonight I have watched Now You See Me, Now You Don't, the third in the Now You See Me series, and I'm very happy to kind of cap this series off. Alright, to start, I'm going to get this out of the way. I did not like it as much as I liked the others. I did enjoy it. I had a lot of fun. I feel like they spent too much time kind of passing the torch, so to speak, to the new cast, the new characters, which is like fine, but I feel like that's the same problem a lot of these delayed sequels fall into, where like the original movie or couple movies come out and then like 10 plus years later they release a sequel 10, 20, 30 years later. And this same thing with every other movie I've seen like this. All of the delayed sequels, Indiana Jones does it. Every movie does it. Everything does it. When it's like this, when they're still too related. But it's still a lot of fun. Ultimately, though, it's a fun movie. It falls into all the same traps the other Now You See Me's do, which is if you think about the plot and the tricks for anything more than like 10 minutes, it all falls apart. None of it makes sense. Someone would have saw something or said something, and they don't work in reality. You know, their faces are plastered on billboards for years, and then they disappear from the limelight, and then they can still, like, disguise themselves. It doesn't work. None of it works. It never works. But, like, it's a fun movie, just like Ocean's 11 is fun. If you start thinking about it a little too much, if you start watching a little too closely, it does not work the same way. All the twists at the end of all these movies, they always have a twist. They're not, they're more obvious when you rewatch them, but they're not too obvious, and they almost come out of left field, but, like, they're so much fun. And that's what matters at the end of the day. What matters is it's a fun movie, and I like the movie, and I think it's goofy. And that's all I need in life. The other thing I like is, other than, actually, overall, they did do pretty good at giving most of the returning cast their prompts and, like, giving fans, like, hey, we know you wanted to see this person, let me show you this person. Like, they did. I'm not going to talk about all of them because some of that's kind of spoilery. They did really well. I will say, with some of the characters, they cover the first four horsemen from the first movie all over in the trailers. They don't talk about anybody else who comes up, and I really appreciated that because it felt like a surprise when they came on. Did I predict some of it? Yeah, but it was still fun. And I also really enjoyed this twist because it really, it explained things from the beginning, and it was just a fun twist, and it really harkened back to the first movie, which was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. Again, I think it's a good movie. It's just not my favorite Now You See Me, and I feel kind of bad about it, because honestly, it's going to get demoted down to, like, a low 7 out of 10, more like a 6 out of 10, because it's good, but I don't get enough of my favorite characters. It's too much time on the new guys, not enough time on my favorite horsemen.